Hello, Algebra. Today we are starting Chapter 8, which is really exciting. This is the chapter that we're going to talk about factoring and stuff. So this is like my favorite chapter that we cover. There's some cool stuff that we do in here. Some interesting problem solving that we do, and kind of puzzling things out. So we are not going to get to that sort of thing today. But we are going to talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. Okay, so a monomial is a real number, variable, or combination of the two with whole number exponents. All right, a polynomial is a sum of monomials. Okay, so for example, 5n to the fourth is a monomial. 2xy squared, even though we have those different monomials multiplied together, is still a monomial. That's male. Not monomale. There we go. Monomial. And then that third one down there, that is a polynomial. Okay, and you can tell because those are added together. All right. The 5x squared and the 10x and the negative 25 are all added together. Okay, so the degree of a monomial is the sum of the exponents of the variables in one monomial. All right, so if we look at number 1, you have 5 x to the first power and y to the second. So all we're doing is we're going to add those two exponents together. You get 1 plus 2. So that is the third degree. Okay, the second one, we have 11, and then the exponent on that one, if we think about this in terms of a variable, you'd have 11x to the power of 0, because x to the anything to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, so we have 11 times 1 there, which is 11. So because of that, the degree here is 0. Okay, so that might be a little bit confusing, but that degree is 0. All right, go ahead and do the 2 got it problems. And then while you do that, pause the video, and then we'll go over these real quick. All right, so for A, the exponents on the x and the y are both 1, so you add those together to get 2. For B, the exponent on the y is 4, exponent on the z is 1, 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about naming polynomials. Okay, so you will need to know these. They do show up on your test, so make sure that you know them. The degree for 8 is going to be a constant, right? And we've talked about that before. Okay, when the degree is 0, all right, that is a constant. And that is called a monomial, as we just talked about as well. Okay, for 2x plus 7, this is linear. And we've kind of talked about what a linear expression looks like. If you think about what we've graphed this year, whenever we've got no exponent on that x, you get a straight line when you graph that. Okay, so that would be a linear expression there. And this is called a binomial. Bi meaning 2, so there's 2 parts. So that makes it a binomial here. All right, for the next one, 3x squared plus 5x minus 1. That degree is a quadratic. Okay, and we're going to factor quadratics later on. I don't know that we've talked about quadratics a whole lot so far in this class, but don't worry, we definitely will. All right, this is called a trinomial. Okay, obviously tri is 3. 4x cubed minus 8, that degree is a cubic expression. If we think about x cubed, right, kind of makes sense. X to the third x cubed is cubic. Okay, excuse me. This one is also a binomial. Okay, so you may notice a pattern with the binomials, trinomials, monomials. Okay, it's essentially just how many different things are added together here. Okay, and the last one, 5x to the fourth minus 3x squared. That is a quartic expression. All right. And this one, once again, is a binomial. All right. So moving on from naming those, when we talk about writing a polynomial in standard form, we're going to write them so that the degrees of the monomials within a polynomial decrease from left to right. Okay, so in other words, we're just writing them greatest to least. Okay, that's it for this front side of the page. So if you want to go to the back of your notes page, we'll look at that one next. Okay, the example says rewrite the polynomials in standard form. Again, all we're doing is making it so that the exponents are going from greatest to least. So for number 3, we're just going to flip them around. You'll have 4x squared plus 3x. Number 4, same idea. Greatest to least on the exponents. So we'll have 5x cubed plus 8x squared plus 4x minus 1. Okay, and that's in standard form there. So they go from least or greatest to least there. All right, go ahead and do got it problem C and D. Pause the video while you do that, and unpause it to check. All right, so I went ahead and did C and D. You'll notice on C that negative goes with the 4y to the 4th power, so make sure you're doing that correctly. For D, you have 6x squared plus 12x minus 32. Okay. Next up, we have adding and subtracting monomials. All right, so the examples say add or subtract to combine like terms. That's all we're doing here. This one, you'll notice we have x squared for both of these. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and add them. So 3 plus 5 is 8. And it's just 8x squared. Nice and simple. All right, on number 6, same thing. We've got 10x cubed and negative 2x cubed, so we can combine those. We're going to, when we do that, we're going to get 8x cubed. And then the 4x squared we can't combine with anything, so it's just going to be plus 4x squared. All right. Go ahead and pause the video. Do got it problems E and F. All right, so you'll notice on E and F, I wrote those in standard form. Make sure you are doing that. It's just good habit to get into, because when we start working on factoring and things like that, you're going to want it in standard form all the time anyway. So, yeah, that's kind of my suggestion there. Next up, we're going to talk about adding and subtracting. So we're doing both now. And this is with polynomials as well instead of just monomials. So on number 7, we notice we can add these two because they're to the same degree. So we're going to get 9x cubed. And then here we have plus 8 and minus 4. Those add up to plus 4. So that's it on number 7. When we look at number 8, we want to make sure that the negative goes to all of them. Okay, so you could think of this as negative x cubed, negative 4x, and positive 10. And now you're just adding. Okay, so 3x cubed minus x cubed is 2x cubed. Negative 3x minus 4x is negative 7x. And then 5 plus 10 is 15. And that is it for that example as well. Go ahead and do got it problems G and H. Pause the video. All right, on G, you should get 4x squared plus 5. H, negative 4m cubed minus 4m squared minus 2m plus 21. Okay, and that is it for our notes page today. So yeah, hope you guys had a lovely time. And we'll see you for the next one.